Hello and welcome back to the Hayden Show. We are still continuing the whole Marvel live action or deep dive.
We're not even halfway through. We're not even halfway through. This is only like episode 9, is it? I think now.
Yeah.
I've lost track of what episode. I want to say
When
9
I
or
say
10.
deep dive, I mean deep.
Yep.
We're on the. After we've previously been going through all the Defenders shows.
Saga.
Yeah.
So it's time for them to unite.
Unite, except for Punisher. I'm talking about Punisher yet. He's not uniting. He's sitting back.
Okay.
So yeah, it's obviously following Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, obviously Danny Rand as Iron Fist, and of course Matt Murdock as Daredevil, the star of all this, really. And it's a big team up.
It's a big team up.
Yeah,
Even if the first episode hasn't had them unite yet,
that's true.
because it's got to deal with all the aftermath. Yeah. No, I wouldn't say all the aftermath from the previous series. I mean, only Danny and Luke are really dealing with like stuff from their series, sort of.
It's based.
Whereas Matt and Jessica are just doing their own things. Jessica's just drunk
You can
off
say
her tits
that
in a bar.
Like an epilogue, in a way. Obviously, that is Jessica's way of dealing with the aftermath of killing Kilgrave. And they mention
Getting drunk off her tits.
Yeah. She's obviously losing herself in alcohol. Obviously, Matt is dealing with the outcome of Elektra dying. And of course, obviously, what's her face? Claire. Not Claire, what's her face? Blondie, his love interest. I can't remember her name.
Karen.
That's it.
Just remember the devil name. Just remember your manager.
See, the outcome of her knowing his secret, really, and
Kind
him
of
trying to
splitting them apart.
I'm done being Daredevil, but it's kind of not. And yeah, it's everyone's little things. Obviously, Luke coming out of prison, trying to reform himself again, learning about what's been happening during his absence, and of course, Iron Fist dealing with the fact that Kundan's all
doing the hands, basically, shenanigans, and this time getting to see the Iron Fist since. In the pilot, obviously, we covered last week of Iron Fist, you did not get to see the Iron Fist. Whereas, like, the opening shot of this is basically the Iron Fist glowing as he's fighting, obviously, a mysterious assailant who's totally not Elektra.
Well, spoiler.
This is a spoiler show anyway.
Technically, it's not Elektra, it's Elektra's body.
But still basically Elektra.
Eventually.
Just the possessed Elektra.
It's complicated.
You have to watch the show to understand.
But yeah, we get to obviously each character has their own little
story.
Yeah,
their little
investigation
subplots
into what makes them combine together.
Obviously, Matt is basically dealing with that. Obviously, that kid in that case.
Yes.
And then eventually, obviously, everything's sort of colliding with the sounds you can hear. Obviously, as New York's falling.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jessica's dealing with that woman and her daughter whose basically husband's basically gone missing and acting weird. And, she's not going to deal with it until some weirdo phones up on the phone. And she's like, you know what? I feel like I'm going to deal with this now because some stranger just called me.
It's like, I'm not going to do it. Don't look into it. Well, now I'm going to fucking do it.
Obviously, you got Luke who's trying to deal with like some of the kids in Harlem that are going basically...
Yeah.
Dying because they're doing late night dealings, dodgy dealings, and obviously Danny is just trying to hunt down members of the Hand and trying to find their basically ultimate weapon.
Yeah.
So it's all their little stories slowly combining into one big story. Obviously, as it goes along, I know the first encounter is obviously Jessica and Daredevil. The first encounter is obviously Danny and Iron Fist. Danny and Iron Fist are the same person. Danny and Luke are obviously the other ones. Obviously, they slowly bring them together before them bringing them even further. Because obviously, then Luke joins the fold with those two, and then they join the fold with Danny, and so on and so forth. But obviously, that's not part of this episode because this episode is just
the pilot.
Them separate, building up their little plots, and then obviously then the destruction of New York, slowly then bringing them to the case. So we need to join forces now.
Yeah.
Or you're like a superhero. Let's team up.
all team up, powers.
Even if Daredevil doesn't really get his suit until later on in the show, because most of the time in the early episodes he's like just wearing Jessica's scarf.
I think it's until we're like
it's when he's trying to protect what's her name? He uses his suit. I remember Hellcat.
Yeah.
Patty. When he tries to protect her, he's protecting her, and obviously Jessica's after with her as well. Yeah. He's dressed as Daredevil then, because he's like, nice horns.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's a good way. I think it's a good way to like start off all of these plots coming together.
It's like you don't need to rush straight into it. You just need to build it up. Because obviously you've also got to introduce new villains. Obviously, yes, we've got Madame Gao back.
Yeah.
But there's this new mysterious villain, obviously played by Sigourney Weaver, which when they announced her, obviously on like the conventions, obviously they brought her on stage and like the entire audience was like, holy shit, holy shit, like they were fully like going for it, and she was like really shocked at like the response to her being revealed as this bad guy, and everyone was like so happy about it. I mean, she does a decent job, even if she isn't technically the big bad guy.
Yeah, she's like the villain.
She's the villain. Yeah, she's the villain that looks like the villain, but then the villain she's trained to be the villain is actually the villain. It's
very complicated. A lot of Defenders like series, like each of the saga tends to have a villain that gets overshadowed by another villain. I mean, like
apart from Jessica and obviously Daredevil, they're the only ones that really don't, because they actually have a big major villain, whereas Luke Cage overshadowed by someone else. Iron Fist, again, there's a couple of villains in there, so that's probably why as well. But this takes the cue from those ones of having this big villain, this big like influence. So it takes
the of the hand.
Yeah, spoiler. But in reality, she's not. No, she's easily beatable. Which obviously is the point of the character anyway, because I mean she's the weak villain for the fact that there's no powers there, there's no combat in her. She's literally just like the mastermind who's dying anyway. So obviously that's a bit different, because usually the big villain has some sort of way to do something, but she doesn't really. It's understandable. She's just like manipulative. That's it.
Yes, definitely.
But not in a Killgrave. I'm gonna physical, get in. She's just like really clever.
She lives so long that she knows how to manipulate everything around her.
Manipulation.
And I do like as well, like rewatching it again, you get to see the moment where like she set her own downfall. Obviously, she's someone she's dying, and it's her fear of death which causes her to speed the plan along, which then causes them all to discover like the hand, which then leads to her own demise. And I like that. If she hadn't have like pushed it, she might have lived long enough to see her plan come to fruition and survive. But instead, she pushed it out of fear,
and it screwed her over.
Yeah,
big time. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting pilot. If you've watched all the other shows before, then it's more interesting. Obviously, if you haven't, then it's kind of you have a fucking clue what's going on.
Oh yeah.
So this is kind of you need to watch the other ones, whereas you can sort of get away ish with like the big Marvel ones like Avengers. You can sort of get away with it ish, because I mean it's sort of does do like explain early on, but the only one that doesn't obviously you could probably say watch would be Thor, because then you'd understand the whole Loki situation.
Yeah.
But obviously Cap you can sort of get away with, and obviously Iron Man you can sort of get away with. Yes, it's nice to watch them because they introduce other characters, but you can get away with just going straight into Avengers Assemble.
That's true.
So this one's the different case. It's the one you need to watch it to understand these characters and what they're actually doing, because you jump into a lawyer and be like, what's this all about? You need to watch Daredevil to understand.
Yeah. It's like jumping straight into Infinity War. Like not knowing everything that's going on, the Infinity Stones, all this shit. It's straight up.
Especially since the hand's a big part of most,
especially
Daredevil and Iron Fist. So if you don't know what happened in them, you won't have a clue. Like Elektra and this, you'd be like, okay, what is like? There's like the relationship between these two characters. You need to then go watch this one,
because
that shows where the relationship.
And the same is like you kind of need to watch this for Daredevil, Iron Fist, and Luke Cage's like second and third series, because this leads on from it. Obviously, if you're in series 3 of Daredevil, you won't know why Matt's missing.
Like the whole story is around the ending of this, the aftermath of his final act.
The only one would be Jessica Jones. You could watch that without watching it.
Doesn't really. That's next series. Her series don't really follow up from it. Obviously, that's the different case there, because I think she's had both series by this person, hasn't she?
No, first series.
Just one series. This one.
Yeah, she literally just. Or else.
Is series 2 straight after this?
I think it's somewhat after. Yeah, I think it's
I know.
around the time.
I know Daredevil series 3 is 2018.
Yeah,
and that's the same year as Luke Cage series 2.
Yeah. That's why
I think Iron Fist series 2, and then I think it's 2019 was Jessica Jones series 3.
Yeah.
And the Punisher series 2. So I think 2017 was this and Punisher, was it?
Probably.
Was Jessica? I'm gonna Google. You carry on. I'm gonna see Jessica. I'm gonna see the timeline.
I do know it's definitely before a second series, because they do mention that it's just not long after she killed Kilgrave. That's why it's dealing with the aftermath of that, or else it'll be dealing with the aftermath of her killing her own mom.
Keep talking.
Yeah.
Actually, funny. So obviously, Daredevil series 1 was 2015. 2016 then was series 2.
Yeah.
2015 was Jessica series 1. 2016 Luke Cage. 2017 Iron Fist. 2017 Defenders. 2017 The Punisher. Okay. 2018 was Jessica Jones series 2. 2018 was Luke Cage series 2. 2018 was Iron Fist series 2. 2018 was Daredevil series 3. So they had 1, 2, 3, 4. They had 4 series in 1 year that year. And then 2019 was the Punisher series 2 and Jessica series 3. Yeah. So when's this come out? This came out August 18th, 2017. So it was March then before Jessica. So it was literally, I think, Punisher straight after this. Yeah, November Punisher.
Yeah.
So it was Punisher straight after this. Then Jessica. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I definitely think it leads on well. A good pilot for a good, team up series.
It got a lot of hate.
Yeah.
It got a lot of hate.
I don't really get why.
Like, not as Iron Fist level hate, but it did get a fair amount of hate compared to a lot of the other ones. Well, I didn't mind it. I thought it was a decent TV show.
I think people probably were complaining about like the fact that it took so long for them to get all together.
I think that is that is where a lot of the complaints are.
Need the build up. Can't just have them go, oh, we're all teaming up.
Because if they do that, it'd have to be a shorter series. Yeah. Because this is shorter than all the Netflix ones, because it's 8 episodes. So it's a shorter series. But if they were going to have them team up like that, it'd have to be even shorter. You're looking at 5-6 episodes, if that.
Probably, yeah.
It's from to basically one episode, and then after episode 1, that's it, they're all together.
Yeah.
But they can't do that because these are 4 people that don't heavily work together. Luke and Jessica, yes.
The only ones that are actually connected.
But the others, no, because there'll be a lot of conflict. Obviously, Danny and obviously Matt have dealt with the hands. So there's a lot of conflict between them. Obviously, how Danny acts. Obviously, that leads in conflict between him and Luke. And obviously, there's that little conflict between obviously Matt and Jessica because of their different ways of doing stuff legally.
Yeah.
So obviously, there's always going to be that conflict. Whereas you look at the Avengers, there's not too much conflict there. They get the fight.
Tony and Kath.
They get the fight straight away, and then that's it. Then they're together.
Yeah.
Whereas it's a bit different because this is more grittier. It's more realistic. So then they can't just be like, "Oh, we're fighting each other. Oh no, we've been attacked. Get your suit. Get your suit."
Yeah.
But it's not going to be like that. It's going to be the case of and then there'll be obviously, as you see when they're fucking all scrapping later on.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they all fight at one point against each other. Sorry, they all fight Danny at one point.
Yeah, that's the point. Is like they're a harder team to put together because the only connection all of them have is Claire. That's literally it. That's the only connection they have. I mean, the only ones that know each other personally would be Jessica and Luke, and even then, that's when I say personally, means they've had sex and Jessica stalked him for a while. That's kind of all they really.
So I do like as well with this as well. No. Each one gets revealed, and then their sort of big character from their show gets revealed. So Matt and obviously Karen, Luke, Luke and obviously Misty.
Yeah.
Danny and Colleen, Jessica and obviously I said her fucking name earlier. Patty, that's it. Yeah. I said her name fucking earlier as well. So they all get revealed, and they all get at least a character from their show. So it's pretty cool that they do it that way in the pilot.
Yeah, and obviously, because those characters, obviously, at the end, they're the emotional core of these.
They're the backbone.
Characters. Yeah.
Obviously, Jess also gets Malcolm as well.
That's true.
He just walks into an apartment.
Because that also sets up the fact that he'll be working for her in series 2 without her, wanting to. Unwillingly working.
They're the emotional core because they're the ones that are worrying a lot about what's going on. Yeah. And obviously, only realistically 2 of them, so 3 of them, are going to get involved within the actual big plot. Yeah. Because the rest are all going to be back worrying the shit out of everything.
Out of all of them, the only one that actually fight is Colleen.
Mystic obviously got the law enforcement side of it, and obviously Claire's got the fact that I've got to be there because I'm the big connection with everyone.
Yeah, Claire's got to be there.
Apart from Punisher, that's why
Claire's got to be there to make sure Misty's doesn't bleed out.
Basically,
pretty much it.
A night nurse.
She's the nurse there.
That isn't her name though. Is a night nurse. That's obviously a character's name.
I do like as well, how the connections, how obviously how they use Claire as well. Obviously, it's Luke's emotional love interest. Yeah. But eventually, not in this episode, but in next episode, she's the one that connects Luke to Danny, and then
because if you know. The part of it, when she pops up in Iron Fist just to learn martial arts.
Why not?
Oh, we've got to get them in this somehow. Oh, and Jessica have a pop up to obviously help Luke with his injuries.
And then that'll make her want to bang Luke.
Luke Cage will have a pop up to start being the love interest.
Yeah.
Iron Fist, I want to learn martial arts.
Why not? She's got to have some connection.
If she ever popped up in Punisher, would it be like a gun range? She's just practicing at a gun range for no other reason. He just walks past there. She's not even like part of it. It's like a background. Look at that cameo. He just strolls past there.
Wait, don't I know you?
But yeah. Anything else you want to bring up?
The lighting. Whenever it switches to certain characters, there's always a different lighting tone. Like in this Daredevil, there's always like a red colour.
Just like a purpley colour.
Bluey purple. I mean, it's more blue because in this one they go for blue.
Yeah, Luke obviously that yellowish colour. And Danny
is green.
It's more dark. It's like
they don't really use it.
No, it's more dark. Because he's not heavily part of stuff like them. He literally gets the opening shot and then he's on a plane and then the end shot. That's it.
Pretty much. He's
basically the one who's doing fuck all during the pilot.
Because he's the one that knows about the hand. I think that's why he's the one that he's separate to him. It also shows how he becomes kind of separate from the rest of them.
And so, because he's so far away from where they actually are, they can't really utilise a lot with him.
Yeah.
Because he can't really investigate like them because they're in New York. He's heading back to New York. But yeah. Oh, and the opening intro. That's pretty cool. The silhouettes of all the characters, obviously the colour schemes.
Yeah, the themes, it's kind of
parts of New York they're protecting, and eventually, obviously, them all coming together with the Defenders. But, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's one thing I always like about the Netflix ones. They did the intros so fucking well.
Oh my god, yeah.
They're really good. And obviously Defenders is a cap on top of that. It's just so well done. There's the hints of all their music. I think that's so really good. I mean, when they first announced the show, and they utilised Nirvana, Come As You Are, wasn't it? They utilised that, and obviously they did that in a way of like showing. Obviously, they did, cause I think they did it in the comic book sort of thing, wasn't it? It was like the revealing of like the titles of each character, and the big Defenders part of it was all the letters from their shows combining to make Defenders, and you just heard Stick, who's going to be a big part of the plot, going along, who's not in the pilot, saying, you four are going to save New York. You can't even save yourselves.
Yeah.
Defenders! So yeah, they did really good, like, building up to this. And I honestly think they did a really good job.
Same.
Not just with the pilot, just with the show in general.
Series.
I just don't get too much of the hate. I love what they did. This is literally the whole reason I brought Netflix.
Same. I convinced the parents to get Netflix because I wanted to watch all these.
I convinced myself because I was working at that point.
Shut
so it was like, you know what? I'm going to get Netflix.
Yeah.
And now you don't need Netflix because it's on Disney Plus.
I flat said.
I mean, everything we're going to be covering in this series, apart from Blade, you can find on. Oh, and Incredible Hulk. Blade and Incredible Hulk. So anything past episode 3, like 3 onwards for us, you can check out on Disney Plus. The episode 1 and 2, you can't. You have to basically buy them separately. You have to track them down. Like I think Blade's like a tenner. Hulk, different prices. I mean, you can buy the box set probably for like 20-30 quid now. But yeah, anything past episode 3 of this series, including this, is on Disney Plus, so you can check it out there. I mean, there's its whole section, the Defenders saga, and Punisher at the end for no other reason, because he's technically not a part of the Defenders saga.
I would name it that, Defenders saga and Punisher.
For no other reason. Anything else?
Oh, I think that's it.
I feel like I covered everything. Yeah. I'm guessing you want me to get your fucking scores up so you can judge what you got. Okay, where are we?
Okay.
So, I might as well go with the actual bolt together.
Yeah. Ooh. I would say 95.
95.
Yes, it is
out of 10.
Good. I think it definitely better than like Luke Cage and Iron Fist. I wouldn't say it tops Daredevil.
Oh no, not at all.
Just about, I think.
So 95 out of 10. FYI, the episode's called The H Word.
Yes.
Because, you know, the H being hero.
Hero.
Because that's meant to be like a naughty word.
Yeah, the big, like, obviously...
The big F-bomb or the big C word.
Yeah, like, the only one who doesn't really try and be a hero is obviously, like, the one who doesn't care about being a hero would probably be, I'd say Iron Fist, I'd say. He himself sees himself as the protector of the innocent sort of thing. Daredevil is more of... he's just a necessary evil. And obviously Jessica and Luke don't want to be heroes. They're just like, they want to live a normal life. It's just something they have to do. Yeah.
Okay then. So I just realised, I completely forgot to say it. We kind of jumped over it because we're trying to hurry up. But obviously the score of 95 out of 10. Yep, slots Defenders into 4th position. It knocks obviously Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. down to 5th. And everything and so on. So obviously Inhumans is finally in 10th. And Hayden will be happy because, well, hopefully the next one should be knocking that out of the top 10. So back to the actual video. My question today.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know a lot of this is now getting combined into Disney itself,
That's
Marvel
true.
that way. Would you like to see them attempt another Defenders series?
Definitely.
Like the same characters, or would you be interested to see like? Because I mean, Defenders, just like the Avengers, just like Guardians, just like X-Men, Fantastic. There's different incarnations of these teams. I mean, there's version of Defenders with obviously Doctor Strange, which you saw in Multiverse of Madness. You saw the Doctor Strange Defender, who then becomes zombified Doctor Strange. Obviously, I mean, Ghost Rider's been part of it before. Hulk's been a part of Defenders before. There's that many different incarnations. Yeah. So, would you like to see the same Defenders team, or would you be interested to see an alternate Defenders team, maybe with Matt leading that team?
Yeah, I would like to see the same ones, and then see them like add on
create other Defenders to defend the world.
I still want to see them do these ones right, but have other characters, and like then you could do different versions of Defenders. You can do like Civil War. You had different types of Avengers, and it'd be fun to see different sides, and maybe have the Iron Fist be Colleen
in one of them, and the other one be Danny.
Just different, like
there's so much they can do.
Yeah,
and I hope they do attempt this because I mean they are doing a lot of street level stuff at the moment, so I do hope they go fully into street level again and do it right.
Like
again, realistically,
if they could like bring back Patsy again as Hellcat, have her not be, you know, the twisted kind of
bitch.
Yeah, at the end of series 3.
I never finished that series, so I can't really say.
Yeah.
Don't spoil it, please.
Okay,
I'll get around to it eventually.
No spoilers.
When I can be arsed. Okay then. That is it.
Yeah.
For today. I'm gonna try and get the next episode out tomorrow because of obviously how it worked today. I want to try and get this series done exactly for Christmas, so we can start the Christmas specials and start fresh on series 5 in the new year. So, because I haven't got anything for Saturday, which it meant I can push this forward and have the next one go out on Sunday. So I'm going to be trying back-to-back Hayden Show episodes. So obviously tomorrow, tune back in because we're finishing off the Defenders saga with and Punisher for no other reason. Because obviously we'll be covering the last of the Netflix series, which is going to be obviously the Punisher. So tune in for that then. We hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you hopefully for Punisher.
Bye.
If you like what you've seen, don't be afraid to throw us a little like and subscribe. That's always very appreciated over here. And well, I'll see you on the next video.